am
How's it going, everybody? Greetings from Nerdiest Dime, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Shadow Striker. Oh yeah, we're talking about the long overdue one. Oh man, sorry about that. Anyway, yes, or actually, the name would be Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Shadow Striker. But besides that, let's start with this actually kind of a cool-looking vehicle mode. I really like this. It's very much like a mix between alien and Earth-based. Obviously, the wheels are pretty Earth-based, minus the what would be the glowing parts of the rims. The engine is 100% Earth-based. That looks hard as hell. You could literally see your fucking head through that windshield. God damn it. Very much Earth-based. There's handles here, which I think is quite nice. They don't really have to mold in handles, but they do. Love the front, especially this metallic cyan color. This is gorgeous for the headlights. Nice silver and red for this crest. What would be a car logo. That's pretty cool. No real grill though, so probably electric. If the Cybertronians were based off of terrible power sources. Nice molded detail here around the engine. Nice big thick back wheels here. We like to see that. Nice side profile. And nice rear. Got tail lights painted in for once. And let's remove. This is the gun. We'll talk about that later. But I like this. This looks really nice. They actually cared about the rear of the car for once. You don't see that often. Rolls like a dream. As you can see, I hit my light box. Yeah, she is quite nice in vehicle mode. But besides that, let us get down to some size comparisons. Starting with Deluxe Detritus. Yes, Detritus. Yes, that's how you say their name. And yes, I have been pronouncing it wrong in that entire review. Anyhow, here they are, the two I promised to actually showcase. And I like how this looks. Granted, this Jeep is still this is a really big Jeep. But still, this is actually quite nice. I really like how they look. Very, very cool. We love seeing car formers sit next to each other like this. Next up is going to be my custom Earthrise Prowl. And I quite like how they look together. I like that, even though these are two completely different universes of characters. I don't have Cyberverse Prowl, or I would, but I can't make that comparison because I don't have them. But I like how they look. They do look quite fantastic, considering that the roof is really low on poor Shadow Striker. But let's keep on going. And last but not least, it's Cyberverse Deluxe Bumblebee. And this is the only Cyberverse comparison you're getting, because it's the only Cyberverse Transformer I own. Yeah, only Bumblebee. I don't even have Shadow Striker. But regardless of that, I really like how these guys look. I think this is quite nice to look at. I don't know. I kind of find it impressive how closely in scale they are, which is kind of insane. Hold on. There we go. It's quite nice to look at these two next to each other. Stop moving. There we go. Yeah. Very, very cool. So we're going to take a quick look at the accessory before we get down to transformation, and that would be the gun that you saw earlier. It has two pegs here, one for a handheld weapon type deal, and the other for a blaster deal, with a 5mm port in the front for blast effects, and I'm going to say this is a 3mm port, I think. Hold on. 3mm port. It's a 3mm port, which is quite nice. You can peg it in on the bumper right here on this port, and yeah, that looks horrendous. That's literally all you get. You can put it on the roof if you want to be even stupider. Yeah, she technically comes with 3 accessories, but we'll get down to that during transformation. Speaking of which, let's get down to transformation. We start with parts forming. What parts forming? Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. We start with removing the bumper, which is quite cool. And then we remove the entire windshield and roof assembly with what looks like, I didn't even notice this till just now, a spoiler type deal. That's kind of cool. Alrighty, starting with that, we take the entire side panels here, not just the doors, and untab it from these hook tabs that'll go into these jointed slots right there. So we get them out of the way for now. Raise the arms up, and then we unpeg the goddamn feet. And then we as an I will adjust the camera. Yeah, it's an interesting transformation. I'm gonna need this room. So next up, we then untab the legs and what would be her thighs from this slot, from this tab right there. You can barely see it pointing with my fingernail. Then let me get the other fucking leg up. It's stuck. Get. There we go. Next, we rotate the legs down. There's actually enough clearance for them to go down with the front of the car. And then untab the front from what actually would be her waist, which is one of my favorite transformation techniques. I love how this works. The waist is the front part of the car, which is really cool. Or her crotch and waist, rather. And then we take this little panel right here in front of the engine block, flip it in, and then you take these panels here and you fold them in like this, and then the rest collapses in, and boom, now you have a full cohesive torso, which is really fucking cool. I love how that works. Oh, that's amazing. And then on the legs, just orientate the feet in a natural standing position. And then we bring this set of armatures down here on this really tight joint. Then we move these panels out the side until they tab in right here. Then we bring the arms down in there again, natural position. And then finally, this tab will go into this slot right there. And boom, you could bring the doors down into a more natural cape-like appearance. And boom, there we have Legacy Deluxe Shadow Striker in her robot mode. And ain't that a cool looking robot? Look at her. That's pretty damn awesome. A nice reference between both her Cyberverse design and her universe design, which is quite awesome, I must say. But let us get a close look at that. Oh, so nope, that's her chest. Eyes up there. Her lovely head sculpt. Look at that beauty. Look at that. They actually managed to mix both the universe and the Cyberverse head designs, which is quite fantastic if I do say so myself. Plus, of course, the monocle. And I like the angry eyebrows. That is really nice. And overall, just really well sculpted detail and painted pretty nicely, if I do say so myself. Nice struts here molded in. We got a Decepticon symbol on her left forearm. We like asymmetry. And her growing there from the alt mode, but we also have some lovely silver and molded detail in there. Nice thigh detail as well. Some black paint here, or actually rather some purple paint. The black is the molded plastic. And some more black paint here on this crest, this armor shape here. Some nice molded detail. Big hefty feet with some lovely long heels. We love that. And the back, which is actually really clean. I love how the wheels sit, unlike Studio Series Bumblebee, for God's sake. Come on now. Got the wheels on the back, which is great. And then, of course, we have the door capes, or the side panel capes. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I also like that the fender is most of her thigh. I like that. I do not know why. She is quite lovely, if I do say so myself. Alright, then, with nothing to it, let's get down to articulation, starting with a very annoying ball joint at the neck. It's done like Red Alert and Sideswipe's heads, where it's the ball joint is down in the body, not in the head, or not up to the head. So it's very limiting. She cannot look up at. She can almost not look up at all. She can look down all right. Oh, hold on. There we go. And she can't really wiggle her head side to side at all, but she can do a full 360, even though the back would get in the way. Her really dumb shoulder design has her arms go all the way up, and they go all the way out, normally like that. They can also go forward like this, and like this, and they can go up to like that if you wish. Bicep swivel, Single joint elbow gets you 90 degrees. Wrist swivels. You also have the side panels of the car actually able to move out of the way to accommodate her waist swivel, which she definitely has, which we love. She has universal joint hips that get her a full, beautiful spread. And because it's the hip joint that is the universal joint, they can also go out that far. And due to the design of her very tight design, she can pick up her leg past 90 degrees forward, which is great. She has a thigh swivel. She also has a weird knee design where her knee, as you heard, tabs in right here into the slot on her knee pad. I don't know why, but it does, and I always leave it tabbed in because her legs are naturally straight there. If you leave it untabbed, her legs are bent, which is kind of weird. But she has a single joint knee bend that gets you 91 degrees of bend, and we have a lovely, look at this, look at that ankle tilt, a full 90 degree ankle tilt. Get out of here. Or ankle rocker, no ankle swivel, but she does have a amazing ankle tilt due to transformation. It can't go back, unfortunately, but going forward like that is crazy. But yeah, very nicely articulated in the legs. Just her really dumb shoulder design is my issue. With that out of the way, let's get a look at her accessories, starting with, of course, her little blaster here, which, if I'm not mistaken, is actually based off of her universe toy. I need to look up pictures. I'll show a picture of it if I'm right. And yeah, we talked about it in vehicle mode. Just goes into her hand like so. But, of course, as we saw in transformation, the parts forming elements are also accessories. The bumper here, which is actually nicely detailed. I didn't really acknowledge it. Little bits would be tailpipes here, which is pretty cool. Nice mold detail in the back as well. Got a 5mm peg right here that goes onto either one of her arms and acts like some type of shield. Oh, hold on. Make sure it's this way where the taillights are on the bottom and this little lip here is under her forearm. Can act like a shield of sorts, although that's a really bad shield. However, there's, of course, her windshield, which is really cool. Very nice reference and nod to the old Cyber Universe toy. Very, very cool. It's on also these two hinges. I still don't know why, but it is on adjustable hinges to accommodate how you like to sit the shield on her. If I can even put it on her. There we go. And just sit it forward like that. Ain't that awesome? A little small for a riot shield, but that's still pretty cool. And also for storage, this blaster with the 3mm peg, can be placed into this 3mm port right here to accommodate any form of storage if need be. It's not on the other side panel, unfortunately. And that's really cool. I love robot mode storage like that. Anyway, let's get down to some size comparisons. Starting with, of course, Legacy the Triatus. And I really like how that looks, honestly. I like the difference of bulk here. The different vehicle mode gives them different bulk, and we really like that here. My custom Earthrise Prowl, or I guess Dead Prowl, and yeah, that is also really nice. Again, just showcasing different alt modes can equate to different bulk, or just different layout entirely. Very nice indeed. Because I forgot to do them in vehicle mode, Siege Megatron and custom Earthrise Optimus. And I really, really like this. Preferably, I wish it was like the KO oversized ones. I think BPF is the name. I would prefer that scale, but this is still really, really nice. And finally, Cyberverse Bumblebee, and I really, really like how they look. First of all, I just really like this overall design. This guy just looks so fucking cool, and just the way he's engineered for a deluxe is quite impressive. Although, admittedly, the fake parts is absurd, and I genuinely do not like it. I really like how these two look. I do like that there's not much of a height difference here, and I just love how different they are in terms of design. And of course, we also like rivalries with Bumblebee. They're always just funny. Before we conclude this review, I need to address something, and that is her Riot windshield. Again, ask moments in TF history on Twitter. I am so sick of your defense of clear plastic because let me show you why. I have hardly messed with her in a while, and when I first got her, do you see those stress marks? Literally, when I first got her, she had those right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. See, not even to mention the slots on the front windshield. Clear plastic needs to die for a reason. Not to mention, one other issue I suffer whenever I mess with this pin system is really tight on this joint. To a point where, at some point, this just yanks itself off. Like, I'm not even trying to yank it off whenever I adjust it on her forearm. It just falls right off. And that is my biggest problem with the defense of clear plastic. There is so much against it that it just showcases why it needs to die. Anyway, concluding to the final thoughts. So that has been my look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Shadow Striker. And she's not bad. She's good. I just think she could have been a lot better, especially considering her weird shoulder design. Other than that, I think she is quite good, and I do recommend her. I especially recommend getting her if you're like me, you don't have other Cyberverse figures, and you only have Bumblebee. She does look quite fantastic with Bumblebee. I just really like their contrasts and designs. I do recommend you pick her up. I wouldn't say highly recommend, but I do recommend you pick her up for the sake of just, she's quite fun, and on top of that, more femboss. She is actually really decent for a fembot, also using her actual alt mode parts. We really appreciate that. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this review. I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, or night. Thank you all so much for watching another speedy review. It's been Nerdy as Dime, rolling out.